2,000 feet on 1014, Bravo, Bravo.
Bravo, Bravo, descending for 60, so climb not above, initially not above 4,000 feet on the QNH 1014.
4,000 feet, Bravo, Bravo.
Correct. What's your requested routing?
Let's go and then direct.
521 ready, cleared, ready, let's go.
Oh, Bravo, Bravo.
Hi, Barrett, Xplane Dedicated. Welcome to the home of Xplane Dedicated on YouTube. This is the YouTube channel where you can find hints, tips and reviews regarding Xplane. I have access to some of the foremost developers of Xplane content in the world. They are members of both the Facebook group and here on the YouTube channel. If you have a question, you can put it in the comments below on any of the videos. I will see them, or even join the Facebook group. The link will be below. Don't forget to hit the like button and give us a thumbs up. We'll see you soon. Cheerio.
Right. We are here, we are live, I believe I'm live anyway, so that's the main thing. So this morning, we're going to go somewhere, so let's get to the desktop. How do we do that? Here we are. So we're in the 737-800 by Zebo, and we're at LIPZ, which is Venice. Good morning, Venice, looking beautiful in the weather here. Beautiful sunshine. So it's Tomjet, the flight. TUI have changed their call sign to Tomjet. So I need to file a flight plan, I think, on VATSIM. Doubt whether there's anybody going to be there, but we'll give it a go. Nunsweep 421, good morning. Where have I been lately? I got to be honest and say that I've been a little bit fed up with flight simulation, VATSIM, and the Facebook groups. I'll be quite honest about it. I was really right on the cusp of giving it all up. Good morning, Justin. Hope you can hear me okay. You should be able to hear me okay. Streamlabs have sorted out their audio a little bit, so hopefully you don't get the echo, but you do hear the aircraft. So as I was saying, I was getting really fed up with everything. VATSIM, flight simulation. Not so much flight simulation because I love flying, but I was getting fed up with certain things. Yeah, I will be at Cosford, Justin. I will be at Cosford because that's one of the things that has been in my mind, even though I've been going through this stuff during the summer. One of the things that's been on my mind, of course, is RAF Cosford. I will be there, the stand will be there, Alan Squires will be helping me out on the stand, and there was somebody else who volunteered, and I'm not quite sure who it was. And I don't want to say it was you, Justin, but there was somebody else who said they would help out. So I'm not quite sure. Anyway, enough of that rambling. You've got to let me know if you can hear me, so please say yes, you can hear me. I'm just going to check on my YouTube channel, make sure I am live. I'm just using the headset today, so Ooh, that's not how you do it. That's how you do it. My channel. You're seeing stuff here that you don't get to see. Right, here we go. Oh God, I hate the adverts as well on YouTube. All right, you can hear me fine. That is good. That's all we need to know. So I can get rid of that. All right. Thank you very, very much. So, in terms of reviews, I've had lots of stuff to review, but as I say, I've just been fed up and just not really into it at all. So I need to get myself back together again. And we've had a busy year as well. You know, we went to New York, and then we went to Maastricht. We've just had another short break as well, where we was in Hereford and Worcester, just in a caravan, taking a nice short break. So yeah, I need to get back into it, don't I, guys? But where are we? We're at Venice, and this is by TDG. The aircraft is in a turnaround state, so basically it's running off ground power. The flight plan has been done, so we can have a look at that, and they're just finishing cleaning the aircraft and loading it up with the catering and etc. So let's have a look outside. I prefer this view. There we go. So this is Venice. It's looking absolutely glorious this morning. The weather is beautiful. Nice airport by TDG. Once again, TDG has this very, very clever knack of creating airports and not using custom buildings. He's very good at it. He's very good at deed. I will say that his ground markings have improved incredibly over time. So there's some really good parking there, as you can see. Ground markings here. Everything looks absolutely superb. Considering this is not custom buildings, this is just Lego brick. He has done an incredible job. And something that TDG has always been good at is putting together parts of the Lego brick system to make other buildings. So for example, these kind of towers here, that you can see right in front on the main terminal here, these towers, he's used, I know what he's used. I'm not going to tell you what he's used, but okay, I'm going to tell you. He's used this dome is part of an observatory thing. This bit here, this hexagonal bit, I don't know what that is from, but that's just a facade. Yeah, he's put in a walkway here, which is part of a building. It is not actually a walkway. It's part of a building that he's used very cleverly. And then of course he's got the auto gate system here, the jetways. The main terminal at the back here is several pieces, several different things. I can tell you that for now. So this bit on the end, this here, that is one facade that he's used, but he's used it here to create these kind of concrete columns. Yeah. So, and then that main terminal block, I don't know whether that's a facade or whether it's this, with the blue windows here. I don't know whether that's a facade, but that roof is from a different thing as well. So he puts all these elements together and he does it so cleverly that, as far as I know, this is a reasonable facsimile of Venice. Through the back here, this roof here and this roof here is from a hangar in the Lego brick system, and this, I believe, is a multi-story car park facade. So he's so clever. I don't know how he does it. Okay, so the sound is improved with no echo, which is really good, and I've got a really good. What I like now is I can see on my monitor, on my live stream monitor, I can see the chat really easily. Streamlabs, they've updated quite a few things on the user interface, and it looks a lot better, a lot easier to read as well. So there we go. What do you think of that, guys? I mean, I think that's lovely. Right, back to the aircraft. So, as I say, power's on. Ground power's on. That's why you can hear the beep, 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 beep. I hope you can hear it. And they're just cleaning. So let's stop that. Oh, there we go. there we go. Stop loading and cleaning.
Fox, this is Captain speaking. We're just final preparation. Wrapping up one final item that they needed to take care of before we depart. So pretty close to right on schedule today. Should be just a few more minutes. Maintenance will wrap up, hand us our logbook, and we'll be on our way. Thanks for your patience.
There we go. So many thanks to the captain there. I'll have to remember which way to go on that way. Yeah. Okay. So just having a look through the cockpit to the 737-800 not Ultimate, the X by Zebo. He's done an awful lot of work, and they're still cleaning. I thought they'd finished cleaning. Let me just sort that out again. There we go. That has definitely stopped now. I think he's done some graphical work in here, because to me it just looks so much sharper. Everything looks sharper and cleaner. Whoops, cleaner. So, but you know, we never know, because he's always doing so much work in there, isn't he? Anyway, as I say, flight plan is done. Let's just have a look through the legs here. So yeah, all the flight plans done. 11 pages of it, funnily enough. We're flying from Venice to Oslo, Gardermoen. And I just need to do a few more things, obviously, in here. Let's go back to the perf init page, yeah, because I need to get my cruise winds. I'm using FSGRW, flight level 360, so 040 at 10 knots. Really? 040 at 10. Yeah, that's my cruise wind, and top of climb outside temperature is going to be approximately minus 48, which has populated everything else. Let's go on to the next page. Yeah, that's good. Time error tolerance, M1 limit, so select 45. There we go. Takeoff flaps will be 5. And yep, just need to sort out the CG, trim 4.6. Okay, so let's have a look at the throttle quadrant. So that's going to be about 4.6 at a guess. Alright, so everything seems to be in order. Let's have a look at this departure. Yeah, that's the departure. If we go to here, I can step through. Okay, so let's have a look. Yeah, nice departure out of Venice, and then north with a number of direct twos to Gardermoen. Yeah, there we go. More or less straight in. Yeah, excellent. Excellent, and there's my missed approach. Right, fabulous, as we say in good old Wales. Fabulous, isn't it? Alright, you'll notice the right hand side of the aircraft is not lit, and that's because we're on ground power, nothing else, so I will start the APU in a moment. Just need to plan my pushback, so using better pushback. Okay, just trying to figure out where I am on the airport. So I go 04 left. So I think I will push back to around about. Whoops. This has got to be one of the best add-ons ever. I say it every time, but it is superb.
Round to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Okay, I will call through the menu when I am ready. Once again, shall we do VATSIM? No, let's see, because one of the things that's been bothering me about VATSIM of late is the very poor quality, ATC. When I say poor quality ATC, I'm not on about the system itself or voice or sound, but the quality of the ATC that's being given has been really poor. A couple of times I've just flown lately, and really poor vectors, poor ATC control, putting me, bringing me in too high, wrong speeds, whatever. It's been really, really bad of late, and that is not good. Believe me. When you plan your flight and you've got ATC and you think, yeah, great, yay, and then you just get really poor control, which can make or break a flight. In actual fact, it can really disappoint, and that is what has been happening of late. And it's nobody's fault. Well, it is actually. It's poor training, poor ATC training by mentors, which is not good and can be rectified. Because I know that when I did my ATC training, I was, it wasn't easy. You really had to work to get your ratings and make sure you was good. Just put that last one in there. Luna. Okay, so we'll send that off. I am connected, so see it. Oh no! Oh no, 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 no! That beep 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 was my headset telling me it's going to run out, so just plug that in. Right, let's put X-Squawk message sound on. And then finally, let's just have a look, see if there's anybody online. Nobody, which is a shame. Now, only a few years ago, I used to fly very early mornings, Saturdays and Sunday mornings, about this time, maybe earlier, and there would always be ATC around, especially in Europe. Not anymore. Okay, so let's start the APU. Because as I say, I am on ground power, so make sure that everything's okay here. Yeah. Position lights are on, that's all we need. And start the APU. Whoops. Let's zoom out a bit. Oh, damn it. There we go, that's the one I was looking for. So pressure should come up, EGT pressure. I always worry at this point, there we go. Turn the center tanks off for the time being. I'll just wait for the APU light to come on. APU bleed is on. I can hear the aircon and everything. So just waiting for the APU gen light to come on, and we'll be good to go. And that beeping will stop as soon as, there we go. There we go, excellent. So both sides of the cockpit are now lit up. You can see the co-pilot side is lit up. Okay. Pitot heat. Alright. That's good, that's good, that's good. Alright, when I start the engines, I'll make sure I go to, let's do this. This is a new addition. Originally, when this was first, when the Zebo first created this, he actually, let's just put that to both, created this, you had to keep clicking that, instead of, you couldn't just keep your finger on it, you had to keep clicking it to get up to your altitude. And even though, if you left it at 0, and on auto, you could kill your passengers quite easily. And I had many times in the past. Okay, that looks good. Should we call for pushback?
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Tow truck's driving up, so pushback is about to start. Here we go. You can see our tow truck coming now. Ranger 79 Productions. Hi there. Glad to see a live stream. Yeah, I haven't done a live stream for a while, but my wife is away. My wife is away, and I'm home alone, so I thought I'd do an early morning one. I am going out midday, apparently. Well, I know I'm going out midday. I'm going flying the racing drones. And we're having a major event as well, which I'll put it on the Facebook group, even though it's nothing to do with flight simulation. I'll put it on there because you never know, people who might live nearby might want to come and see some drone racing.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Okay, he's ready to connect. The scenery does look good, doesn't it, guys? You've got to be honest, it looks pretty dang good. Of course, it being an early morning stream, there's only 3 people on at the moment, but I don't care. Hey, I play anyway, even when the wife's home. But yeah, it's easier for me to do an early morning stream like this because, you know, I can talk and make a noise and all the rest of it. Okay, sounds as though he's coming. Let's just turn these lights so we get everything
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, release parking brake.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
I may start engines now. Oh, that's nice of him. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, some debate. Do you start the right hand one first or the left hand one? I'm going to go left hand. So let's watch what happens here. I think I've got this set up. Yeah, there we go. So the N2 is coming up nicely. Oil pressure and oil temperature, they'll come on 10. We'll get to around about 22, and we can put the fuel in then. You can just about hear it in the background, like how low noise there. See this dirty mark here on the screen on the engine to the right? I thought that was my monitor at first. Okay, let's get some fuel in. Oh, I know what's happened. I know what I've done. I know what I've done. Get them off. There we go. Always forget that. Okay, engine 1 has started. Have a look at engine 2. There we go.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Just wait for him to disconnect the tow. There's my FM car. So if you've any questions, put them down in the chat. I will see them now, which is really good. should get a hand signal on the right or left.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
Thank you very much. So we'll look for that hand signal on the right. Oh, there he goes. I don't need to wait for that hand signal. But what I do need to do is get up here, put the logo on, wheel well light on, taxi light, anti-collision, and wing. Put them all on.
Please be seated for departure.
Seated for departure. Release the brake.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
And a bit of to get us moving. There we go. So now we just follow the follow me car, and there's someone landing or taking off there. I'm not quite sure who that is. We didn't have any announcements, did we? Alright. And follow me car, take me down to the take me down to the gate. So make sure I put something on Unicom, because you know some people get so stressed out about that. And we'll start flight leg. So, beautiful morning here in Venice, and everything is going really well. I like this. Everything is looking good. I just need to put a bit of RTO on. I'll get down to the stand. Ooh. I can see the city of Venice off in the distance there.
Approaching 04 left.
I'm not quite sure what we're doing here, I'll be honest. Alright, I see, I got it. I wasn't sure what the follow me car was doing. He's going up the runway, I'm going... It's strange how they've got this little right by the side of the runway. I would have thought we'd go somewhere else, but never mind. Strange that they have that taxiway. Yes, non-sweep. Yeah, Justin, leave it. It's called. It is simply called Follow Me. You get it from Jar Design. So if you go to Jar Design's website, and do you know, I think it costs something like. I'm not going to say how much it costs, but it's
04 left.
It's probably less than £10, if I recall. It's probably less than £10. But there is another one as well, but it's not a follow me car. There's one, and it's called. Have I still got it? Yeah, you've got this one, Airport VS. Okay, so this is really clever, but I don't particularly like the way that it handles things, because as you turn, it'll change the headings of the runway will change. So like you see this label down here, right? There's my aircraft, and then you've got this label 04 left, 22 right. At certain points, it will change. Yeah, it's just brought all the water in, so that's all. The blue is the water. You can set this up so that it'll show you just taxiways. You can find charts. You know, if you've got charts in your folder, you can put the charts in. There are other options as well. You can mouse button graphics mode. You can have main or alternative. Anti-aliasing, taxiway signs you can put on. It's really good. Terrain and water, medium, high. I don't know what that is. Don't even bother with that. Zoom mode. On map center, on projection center, on mouse position, windsocks. You know, there's loads of things on it. Airports. You can put your heading. You can have heading mode, heading, true north, centered, heading, origin. You can put you can put your destination airport in. So that will show me Gardermoen there, yeah, and there's the origin, and it's very nice. But you haven't got a follow me car, and I like the follow me car because it's about immersion factor, isn't it? And I like that. I like that. Anyway, let's turn that one off. I just need to get up here again. So I did forget to put my taxi lights on. Taxi lights off. APU bleed off. Packs on. Okay. And I think we're ready. APU off. Switch over. I should have switched over before, but not to worry. Okay, we're good. Arm the auto throttle. Sometimes the FM car will get things a little bit wrong, but you'll always get to your runway.
On runway 04 left, flaps, flaps.
And the enunciations that you see in like flaps, and you can hear that is that's RAS, runway assistance awareness system, or something like that. Flap 5. Hold on the brakes a moment. Departing runway 04 left, announce that on Unicom. 40% throttle. Release brakes. M1. Toga. Get back on the center line.
80 knots.
80 knots. V1.
V1 rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Don't think. Don't think. Don't think. Don't think.
Gear up.
400.
400 feet. Command A. LNAV. VNAV.
1000.
1000 feet. And there we go. Very nice. Beautiful clear morning. And the city of Venice out to my left as we look at it. You can just see it in the haze there. And if you're wondering about my scenery, I don't use autophoto scenery, so that's just default. I do use Sim Heaven Europe. So that gives me all my little villages and houses. Whoops! I come off screen then. Flaps in. And there we go. Nice takeoff, nice departure, nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I saw that, Justin. I saw that on Facebook, thousands ago, until I reach transition. Flaps fully up. Gear locked. How many people forget that? Thousands to go. We'll continue climb now to 150. Standard. There we go. Continuing climb. Flight level 150. And that's Venice down there on the left. And the Grand Lagoon and everything. I can't use that. Nice. So let's clean up the aircraft, take off some lights. No. Turn off the wing lights, don't need them. Wheel well lights. Wheel well white? Wheel.
The seatbelt sign will be switched off shortly. However, for your own safety, we recommend that you keep your seatbelt loosely fastened in case of any unexpected turbulence. We have an excellent team on board today, and we are all happy to offer you any assistance you may require throughout the flight. Our in-flight entertainment has begun.
Right. I was going to say something then. Turn the logo off. There we go. I'm not quite sure where those announcements are coming from. I thought it was Passengers FX, but I can't remember. I'll be honest, I haven't done anything about the audio. The audio has been nailed by Streamlabs. I think they've sorted out the audio a little bit. I can turn up the aircraft sounds if you want a little bit. Hopefully you'll still be able to hear me. So I've just turned up the audio in the aircraft, so you let me know if you can still hear me alright. Yeah. I'm glad the sound is sorted out, because that's been a pain. It was a pain even when I was using what was that other thing? The other stream software, the OBS. What was it? Split Labs or Xsplit. Yeah, that was shocking. Right. Really nice weather. Sun's nice and bright. Not much cloud around at all. Nice wing view for you. And the other side. Love the shadow there off the winglet. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Can you still hear me fine? Brilliant. That's really nice to know. So, once again, I was going to say any questions. Right, my mic is up full now. haven't got the aircraft sound up, Phil. Turn that up a little bit more, and hopefully you can still hear me. Right, so there we go. Well, at this time of the flight, I think it might be time to go and get a coffee. Well, Friday, I was in Bolton on Friday, visiting a very old friend of mine. It was his birthday. He's 65. Yeah, so it was his birthday. Well, I put in 360, didn't I? So let's get that to there. And we'll continue climb to 360. We're 150 at the moment, so we'll do a level change. Just to start that climbing. As we turn a right to head north to Gardermoen, Oslo. Now the reason why I'm doing this flight, because you might think this is a strange flight to do, but the reason why I'm doing this flight is because I was supposed to fly yesterday with my buddies down to Venice, but of course I was away. I was driving back from Bolton yesterday. It was a horrible drive, by the way. The motorways in the UK at the moment are in a hell of a state. But anyway, so they said it was a nice flight, the scenery was good, which it is, so I thought, right, I will do the flight this morning, and then you get to see it as well. There we go. Thomas Richardson, do you ever have any problems with trying to catch the ILS? For some reason, whenever I fly this aircraft, it sometimes doesn't turn to ILS when I engage approach. Right, the way to do it, in a Boeing, the way to do this, Thomas, in a Boeing is you hit VOR lock first. So VOR lock, and that will turn you onto the glide slope. Once you're on the glide slope, it's approach. Don't do it the way they do it in an Airbus, where they just hit the approach button. And then what you've done is you've caught the localizer. So you've got to get on the localizer first, and then you descend on the glide slope. And descending on the glide slope is with the approach button. Also, make sure that you set your altitude to go around altitude, which is normally around about 3,000 feet, something like that. Okay. I've only kind of missed the ILS myself when if I've got the radio frequencies not tuned in. Also, make sure that up here on your MCP, hang on, let's get closer on the MCP. Make sure on the MCP here you set the course there, and you set the course on the right hand side. So course left hand side, course right hand side, and then let's just go down to the pedestal. Make sure that you have set the ILS in both the left hand nav radio and the right hand nav radio. Okay, make sure you do that, both sides, and you'll be fine. That's all you need to do. If you want to set up your ADFs, what have you, for your flight, you can do it. I very rarely do it in the real world, so why would we do it in sim world? So, but if you do those things, you shouldn't have a problem. Make sure you're at the correct altitude to capture. So you need to read your charts. Make sure you're at the correct altitude, and you should have no problems then. You should have no problems at all. And it's things like you know, here I've got all my information here. So the ILS for 001 left at Gardermoen is 11030. The course is 013. I could put that now in. That's my approach reference. But you know, at my flap speed. So 30-degree flap, 136 knots, plus 5 means 141. That's fast. Flap 40, I don't like using flap 40 because you can stall out. So flap 40, 129 plus 5 is 134. So I would like something in between, but you know, because I don't like using flap 40, that's full flap. You can stall out on that. You've got to be very careful with that. We'll see. So we've got plenty of time to go before we get there. But yeah, So there's a number of things you need to do. You need to make sure you've got it set in your radios. You need to make sure that you've got the courses set on both sides of the MCP, and you know, hit the VOR lock first, and then when you've captured the localizer, yeah, and generally I'll do it like this. This is your runway heading. This is your sensor line. Okay, that's your sensor line. I need something else. Let me find something else here in a second. Bear with. So, this is your sensor line, okay? You can see my pen. Yeah, this is the sensor line. So imagine this is your extended sensor line. You approach your sensor line from 30 degrees, okay? Always, never like that, and not like that, but 30 degrees. And if you're at 30 degrees to that final approach fix, you'll capture and land, okay? I hope that explains it. That was really rough and ready. I should have got a piece of paper out and drawn it. Oh, hang on. Is everything alright here? Yeah. Yeah, just turning up my headset a little bit. Well, what is the best flight planner to use for sims? Right. It's personal preference. There are a number of them about. Look, let me show you this. Hang on. Okay, this is what I use, alright? And I've used this for a long time. There were some mysteries as to whether the developer had passed away and all sorts of things. And we really didn't know what was going on and why I wanted to move. So I use this. And this is EFAS, alright? EFAS is, in my book, brilliant. I think it's absolutely superb. Sensor on aircraft, zoom in, hang on, zoom in, sensor on aircraft. There's the aircraft. You can see it flying along. I mean, this is so detailed, you can almost get down to street level. Zoom out, sensor on aircraft. We'll always follow the aircraft. Now, as a flight planning tool, I think this is one of the best. I don't know, you weren't here at departure, but it starts off with you on the ground at the airport, and you can see the airport. Yeah, I just love this. You can change this. So that's the visual. Sorry, that's all my approaches. I'm just trying to look around this. Right, so I've got ground map. Right, hang on, world map. Yeah, there's a browser in it. It's just superb. It does everything that it says it does. On the left hand side here, I've got my flight plan. You know, this is like the pilot notes, so I can you know, everything there. Times I'm supposed to be at different places, different waypoints, runway configurations. You know, all my information, all the frequencies for ATC. There's a summary of the flight plan, weather at Venice, weather at Gardermoen. No times en route ATC, there's none at the moment. I can edit it, I can see which controllers are on, there are none at the moment. I can save my flight plans. I can put charts in if I wanted to, and there's Navigraph Charts Cloud, which I'm a member of as well. Oh, no, I don't want that. So you want to cancel? No. Flight schedule. Flight. There's tools. There's all sorts of tools. I can have.
1,000 to go.
I've got an in-flight panel, which I can open. It tells me, you know, I can change things on there. There's another thing, and I can't find it. Where's that gone? Map view, plan view, tools. There was a little thing in this that gave you information. I can't find it. control structure, Addis. You've got aircraft templates. Portal. No, that takes me to eFast. Huh? That takes me to their website. There used to be a little thing, information, and I can't find it. No, I don't want that. In-flight panel. There it is. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Where's it gone? I believe it can. I think it just self-validates. I believe you can. I never worry about that because most of the flight plans are just good. I know that's a bit of a cop-out, but it is. Oh, look at that! Someone asking what is the active runway at London, asking on Unicom. It's really easy. All you have to do is look it up. Oh, I can't find that little thing. It used to bring up information about the flight, and I could put it up on screen. Conversion map view, plan view, portal, aircraft templates, world map, grammar, telex. There's a telex. You can talk to people all over the world. So hello world. So, yeah, okay. I wish I could find that. No, that is going to drive me potty because I can't remember where it is. So you can toggle network aircraft, network ATC, network aircrafts. There doesn't seem to be many people flying. Actually, I think that might be broken. So that's one flight planning tool. SimBrief is quite good. I haven't used it for quite a long time, I will be perfectly honest. It's quite some time since I've used that. Traffic. There's no traffic. Controllers, no ATC. But I do like EFAS. So let me just minimize that. There is another one. Where is it? Well, there's PFPX, we all know about that. There's this one called FS Flight Control. I'll just show you this. I was just checking my license. Oh, there's an update. Well, I'll update it whilst we're running this. We've got 7 people watching now. Adale, do you mean a 3-degree glide slope? Hang on, I'll have to come back to that. Read that in a second. FS Flight Control. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Nunsweep. I enjoy. It was nice meeting Chris. It really was nice. One more. What is the best flight? Yeah. Do you mean a 3-degree glide slope to intercept the ILS? Well, it depends, doesn't it? Most glide slopes are 3 degrees. I wasn't on about that. I was on about as you approach. So once again, let me piece of paper. Piece of paper and a Sharpie. Right. So let me draw this out. Okay, so what you're, and I need to make sure I can see this a second. All right, can you see that? I hope you can see that. So the line at the bottom, going across the bottom of the screen, is your runway. Okay, so that's the runway table, and then the line going up, that is your glide slope. Your 3-degree glide slope, which is what Adale just mentioned. All right, so that is your profile. Okay, so that's the profile. I'm going to do it differently now. So okay, right, so I hope you can see this. Let me pull out a little bit. Pull out a bit, alright? So here, coming down here, we've got the runway up at the top. Let me move my hand there. So we have the runway here. I put 360, but it doesn't matter, alright? So there's the runway, yeah? And then I've got the extended heading. The extended heading line there, dotted. And this is you coming in, alright? Now, this here is your final approach fix. Alright, it's the final approach fix. That is the one that you need to be heading for to bring you on. That's normally something like 7 miles, but it could be 10 miles, but it's normally around about 7 miles. You need to approach that 30 degrees at an angle of 30 degrees off. So if this is heading 360, on this side you should be 330, and on this side you'd be 030. Yeah, I think that's right. Yep. So 30 degrees offset. So whatever that heading is, whatever the heading of your runway is, you need to be 30 degrees offset for that final approach fix, and then you will hit the ILS. I hope that explains it better. Manures, good morning, good to see you, hope you are well. Which cloud are you using? Are you asking about the cloud or the weather? The weather, I'm using Ultra Weather XP. Ultra Weather XP, there's settings. I'm using Cloud 6, Sky Color 2. There's my settings. Can I put that up there? You should be able to see that alright. I've got Ultra Weather XP sound on. I'm using Cloud 6, Cloud Brightness. You can see what I've done there anyway. Amount of clouds 41%. Maybe that should be a little bit higher. Okay. And that's it. Also, this I like it low, mid. Yeah, you can see the cloud shadows, and that's it. That's all I do. There we are. So a little bit of cloud about, not much. Although I don't know why it's dark on top. I'll tell you what I will do. Flight configuration, because sometimes, yep, I thought so. We want to match real world conditions, don't we? So you should see the cloud change, because I've asked it to match real world conditions. My headset's falling apart. There we go. That's better. So you saw the wings move around there, a bit of turbulence as the weather was brought in. It's a lot clearer. Hey, I'm surprised that cabin door's open. Cockpit door's open. That's not very good, is it? Shouldn't have that door open at all. An impressive on the spot graph? I don't think so. I don't think so, but thank you. Yeah, I need to get the update. Although when I had a look, it was still saying 2.4, but apparently it's 2.01 now. The Fmod sound's working really well. Okay, I'm going to go and get myself a cup of coffee. Is that all right? Thomas, thanks for your help. Good night, good day from California. Thomas, my pleasure. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. It takes, sometimes I go through these phases where I get really dispirited, but after doing this live stream this morning, I'll be back into it. Start producing more videos. There's over 300 videos on there anyway, Thomas, so you have a look at the YouTube channel, and don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, press the bell. You'll be notified when new content goes up there. That was a good advert, wasn't it? As usual, I forgot to set my clock. I always do that. Don't worry about it. I'll make you a coffee as well. You never know, you might get some toast and marmalade. Although I don't know whether there's any bread in downstairs, so I'll have to probably get a loaf of bread out of the freezer. Well, the weather is not very nice here at Cardiff at the moment, in the real world. Hopefully it'll dry up a little bit so I can go flying with my racing drones later. Ooh, bit of rocky weather there. I'm not quite sure why the clouds are showing black or dark. It's unusual. We'll sort that out. So everything's going well. Flight's fine. Passengers seem happy.
The flight. Seatbelt sign is off. Please only move around the cabin when that sign is off, and anytime you're in your seat, I do request your seatbelt fastened about you regardless of the seatbelt sign. You can have cabin a little closer. Meanwhile, please sit back, relax, enjoy the trip with us.
Because, and this, maybe I'm just being a little bit pedantic, okay? Because Xplane is now using Fmod for sounds, which is fantastic. I have to say it is fantastic. Basically, it's three-dimensional sound, but it's good sound. For example, when I look at the wing views, right? See, I'm deaf in one ear. I'm deaf in my right ear. And so when I look at the wing view, when I look at the left-hand wing, the sound is going into my good ear, and it's really loud, yeah. And when I look at the right-hand wing, the sound is going into this ear, yeah, and I hear it at reduced volume. Okay. Now for you, it should be no different, no matter whether I'm looking at left or right. You should hear the sound the same if you've got, hearing in both ears. Adale 1, I will be at Cosford. Don't worry about that. And a few other people as well will be at Cosford. Anyway, so sometimes I don't hear everything correctly, especially when I'm wearing the headset, yeah? Because obviously stereo sound goes to both ears, but also you'll have sounds going to different ears, or different locations, should I say, for different effects. So therefore, that's what happens. If I'm listening to it through the speakers, then I get all the sound. I hear everything through my good ear, because that picks up everything. It's really weird stuff. So I have to be, sometimes I don't hear things because it's on the right channel, not the left channel. True stereo sound is split to both channels, but Fmod actually moves around the aircraft, which is weird. We shall see, Minnow. Where did you get that information from? Because I'm very skeptical about whether Active Sky will actually come to Xplane, because it's not, they can't port over their product It's a complete rewrite of the product for them to work in Xplane. They can't just port it over. So I'm very skeptical until I see something from them themselves, from hi-fi simulations. Then I'm very skeptical. If you've got a link to that information, then I can verify that. I'll be very interested, Minna. So let me know. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. It's Munur, not Mick. M-U-N-U-R. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm very particular about names and pronunciations. I like to make sure I get it right. Okay. Let's have a look at what we've got here. So this is new. This is new stuff that Zebo did. He put in the profile graphic here, which is really clever. And the last time I saw this was on PMDG 737, I think. There might be a couple of other aircrafts. You might have read it somewhere. I hadn't seen it. Like I say, until I see it personally somewhere, and particularly on Hi-Fi's website or Hi-Fi's forum, then I'm gonna keep quiet about it. Everybody's on Unicom this morning, so there we go. Right, I've got to get that coffee. So I'm gonna stop talking for a little while. I'll leave you with a. I'll tell you what we'll do. Shall I do that? No, I'll tell you what we'll do. Whilst I'm making coffee, I will put on AI controls your views. So you'll get some different views. Okay, I'll be back. Right, I am back. Disaster boyos. There's no bread. Let's turn that off. There we go. Right. Okay. Alright. Manu, thank you very much. I'll have a look at that link in a moment, and you might want to take control of my aircraft, but you can't. Right, as I say, there is no bread, but I've got the special Captain's Cup, W for Wick, Wycliffe, and of course this is my very special Disneyland mug with my hero Mickey Mouse on there. So, oh, that is good. So, as I say, no bread, but I will have to go out. I've got to take the dog out for his morning walk and what have you, so I will do that shortly. Just need to know how far I've got to go on this flight. I think it's a 2-hour flight or something, so let's have a look at a flight plan, see where we're at. Loads of room, plenty of time. So what I will do is I'll probably drink about half of this, throw on a pair of jeans, and take the dog out for a walk, and be back in plenty of time. And I will probably leave you with some music. Now, there is a way of doing this, and I've got to remember how to do it. Now then, I've got a widget. I'm just looking at my donations. They are 0. Where the hell is that? No, that's not it. I've forgotten how to do this. There is a bot, I'm sure. In fact, I know there is. Is it on my browser? Let me have a look. There is a bot, and we can pull up music. I just love how Google Photos arranges all your photographs for you without you asking. Anyway, I shouldn't be looking at that, should I? I should be looking at. Just looking through my browser and all my stuff. There's a command, and I can't remember how you do it. Never mind. We won't worry about that too much. I'll figure it out. It's because I haven't used it for such a long time, you see. I will tell you something. If you could let me know what's the image quality like for this. Let me have a look at what the image quality is like. Is it okay? Is there any? Is it pixelated in any way? What does it look like to you guys? Just got some high cloud here. I'm just doing this flyby here now. those stutters that you're seeing, that's as a result of the camera views. It's nothing to do with the flight sim. That's X-camera. Okay, back inside. I guess there must be something in settings that tells me what I can put it at. I don't really know. What they've done as well, Streamlabs, is you've got the live view and then you've got the editor view. And originally, the editor view, if you went into editor view, it would stop the stream, it would stop the live view completely. But now I can go into editor view and see that quite clearly, because when you're in the live view, the display window is quite small. But now they've changed an awful lot in this, an awful lot. I can test my widgets as well, which is cool. So don't forget to subscribe. I'm just testing these. John didn't donate. Oh, you got that as well. So all those things are on there. I haven't dropped one frame throughout the whole of this stream so far, which is brilliant. When I used to use XSplit, you would drop frames left, right, and centre, and I'm 30 frames per second. I'm broadcasting at 30 frames per second. I'm using 9.4% of my CPU is the highest I've seen in the last 5 minutes. At the moment it's down to 7.4% of the CPU. So Streamlabs have really got this OBS working really well. They've optimized it perfectly, and it really is going well. Justin Lever, thank you very much, thank you. I always wonder about live streams, because you can only, the point of a live stream really is, you see a flight, but then I think, oh, it must be boring for you guys, because you see me sat here. I might go through a few views like I am doing now, and then generally, it can get a little bit boring talking or listening. I don't know. But so I always wonder whether you guys are enjoying it or not, and I would much prefer if you could, throw some questions at me. I'm just going to turn that down a bit because you're in an external view, and I'm just going to turn it down in my headset a little bit because it's a bit loud for me. You see the weather refresh there. That's the one thing that none of the weather engines seem to be able to get right, is the weather refresh. It comes in as opposed to gently coming in. The one thing I will say is that in the most cases you don't notice it, because you might be doing something else. You might blink and not see it anyway, or you're looking down. So in most cases you don't see it. When you do see it, it's not that. It doesn't bother me. It's one of those things that I've gotten used to over the years. People say, "Oh, the weather, it does this, it does that." Yeah, okay, it does this and it does that, but it's, it is what it is. I am concerned about this cloud though. From above, the clouds should not be grey, they should be white, and I shouldn't be seeing cloud shadows on my aircraft when I'm above the cloud. So we need to sort that out, don't we? Right. As you can tell, it's quiet inside now. I've turned everything down. Plugins. FS Passengers. Passengers FX. Is a fly with lure thing, isn't it? Ah, there we go. It's not enabled. So,
Ladies and gentlemen, in the main cabin, we will be starting our meal and drinks service very shortly. We have 2 selections of entrees. We have a penny pasta with a cheese and tomato sauce. The other selection is chicken with vegetables and a rice stuffing. And we do ask, if you are eating, as a courtesy to those behind you, if you could bring your seat back up, just to let those behind you room to enjoy.
okay, I'm going to call the attendant and I'm going to have the chicken, I think. So yeah, that's what I've got to have. Right, right. Passengers FX. Okay, so it's a Fly with Lewis script, and you can enable it. I haven't had it enabled for a while, so that's why I was missing out. Passengers FX, clearance, takeoff, clear approach, right, clear to land. So in Passengers FX, there are certain things that happen just automatically, but then there's other things that you can actually activate yourself, as I just did. There's a lot. Let's try this. Oh, nothing there. And they do specific things as well. Specific aircraft, should I say? So hang on.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your enjoyment during our flight today, we have placed a complimentary copy of our in-flight magazine in the seat pocket in front of you. If you wish, please feel free to take this with you when you leave.
Well, in answer to your question, and sweet, yeah, I do use the XP Realistic Pro. The problem is, what I've been trying to do, and I've been saying this just lately on the Facebook page, is you need to get your plugins down to the minimum that you want for you to enjoy your flight, okay? Because quite simply, the more plugins you have, the more likely things are going to go wrong. And so get your plugins down to a minimum. So I've still got too many here, I will be honest. So I've got FM Car, which I use it all the time. Ground Handling Deluxe, I have it in, but I don't use it all the time. I forget to use it, which is a shame really, because Ground Handling Deluxe is beautiful. It's one of those add-ons that actually adds so much in terms of immersion, and I should use it, but sometimes I forget and I don't, if I'm flying with buddies, fine. Ultra Weather XP, yeah. Whatever weather engine you're going to use, then have that, whether it's going to be SkyMax Pro, Ultra Weather XP, or XenViro. Whatever weather engine you're going to use, then obviously clearly put that in. If you do use Ultra Weather XP, that means you've got to take out everything to do with SkyMax, so because it won't work. All right, otherwise. X camera, for me, I just simply have to have X camera. I think it is a wonderful. There's a control panel. It does take some getting used to try and figure it out, but once you understand the basic concept, it's really quite easy. XP UI PC, it seems as though more and more developers are using this, and this is just It's an interface that allows Xplane to talk to some plugins. Okay, this is just for me. I've got X Squawk Box message sound, so it actually plays as a sound, because X Squawk Box itself doesn't have that. Okay, so that's just a little thing, and that's not costing too much. That is Airfoil Labs' thing. Airport VS I showed you earlier, which is that ground map. Airport VS is, I can't remember what the VS stands for. I should know. Airport VS, but that's that ground map that I showed you earlier. Better pushback. You've got to have better pushback. It is the business. Fly with lure. XRAS I've got, but you can live without. You don't really need it. And then there's this terrain radar thing, which is a widget, so it actually shows terrain radar. If I turn the terrain radar on in this aircraft, you'll see it, and we'll probably do that as we come into land to Gardermoen. Peaks mode, I've got it in peaks mode, so it shows the high ground. You can see an aircraft there on my TCAS, 2,000 feet above me, coming almost head on somewhere. Will we see him? I doubt it. I'm trying to find an external view where I might see him. It's probably gone past by now. Yeah. Oh, he's turning into me. No. He's 2,000 feet above anyway, so I'm not really bothered. He's gone past, went right across me. Went right across me, even though he's 2,000 feet above. I don't understand why pilots do that. Tuna and tomato sauce was that meal. Sounds awful. Justin, when my youngest daughter was in university, she lived on that. She lived on tuna, pasta shells, and tomato sauce. And she would put it all in. She'd cook it. Oh, it was awful. It smelled vile. She used to put the tuna in a pan. So, you know, cook the tuna. Yeah. No, sorry. Start again. She would put the pasta in a pan, right? Pasta shells, and cook the pasta. Yeah. And she would drain the pasta off and put in half a tin of tomatoes, chopped tomatoes, and then she'd put in the tuna. And but they loved it. They loved it. They ate that for months. It was cheap. And then I don't know why my youngest daughter, she will not cook with salt, so she never puts salt in anything. She never salts the cooking. You know, you put salt in pasta, you put salt in veg. She would never do that. So there was never any. It always tasted so bland. It was vile. That's all I can say about that. Right. I'm going to leave you and take the dog for a walk because it's stopped drizzling. Let me just check my flight plan, he says, when he can find it. There we go. Right, so I'm not even halfway yet, so I'm going to go for a quick walk around the block. Take Frank for his walk. I will leave you with the auto views. And the 7 of you who are here, thank you for watching the stream. I really do appreciate it. You know, those people who've known me for a long time, they know that I'm not driven by finances or anything. But I know that there are a couple of people who donate, and I really thank you for that. Every little bit helps. So the 7 of you are here. Thank you for tuning in and watching. I'm going to take my dog for a walk, and I will be back. for sure. And I'll put the views onto AI controls your views, and you guys get yourself some breakfast. I will buy a loaf of bread at my shop, and got a bit of a crosswind there, and I'll be back. I've always looked at that view and thought, what is the point of that? that HUD that Xplane created for that. Anyway, alright guys, I'm going to take the dog for a walk and I'll be back, alright? I'll mute the microphone, but you'll still hear everything going on in the sim. I'm back. Oh, we're in a turn by the looks of it. There we go. I am back. So the dog has been walked. Great. Do you also? Yeah. Right. Great walk. The dog has been walked. I've been to the shop. I bought some bread. Emptied the dishwasher. And now it's time for toast and marmalade. Can't beat it. Well, you can. I could have made a full cooked breakfast, English breakfast, couldn't I? But toast and marmalade is fine. Alright, I suppose we better check where we are. Oh, yeah. There we are. I hope are you all still here? Yes, you are. Excellent. Right. So now, and I've still got coffee left. Oh. The other side, I am the same with salt. I only have it with fish and chips. Frank had a good walk. Did his thing, and that was it. Right. So my top of climb, somebody ahead of me, 2,300 feet ahead, up, rather. Oh, top of descent is a long way off, but what I will do, I'll keep that there. I don't know whether they're coming towards me. I think. Oh, there they are. Yeah, coming towards me, 5 miles away. I can't see them. I can't see them. They're over there somewhere. No need to worry. They're off to the right, and they will have gone by now. There he is. He's a good mile and a bit off to the right hand side. Going past. Frank has just gone out. Well, I say he's just gone out. We've just come upstairs, back up to the study, and he's gone back to bed. So he must be very tired after the weekend, because we were away. He came with me up to Bolton, which is near Manchester, for those of you who are not from the UK, because I went to a friend's 65th birthday party, and it was like being back in the 70s. There was that many people from my school and what, it was unbelievable. It was really quite strange. People come up to you and say, hi Wycliffe, how are you? And you look at them and you don't know who the hell it is. It's really disconcerting. Okay, let's sort out the FMC for our approach. So 120, see now that's too slow. That should be alright. 30 flaps, 138. Okay. So we put that in there. Okay, so it's a double click. One to highlight it, one to put it down to here. And we need to Put the ILS in. So it's 11030. Oh, radio stack, please. 11030. Okay, and move that over there. 11030 over there. And what was the course? Course is 013. Zero 1 3. There we go. So the course is set, the ILS is set, everything is awesome. So he's flying back from Gran Canaria. He was probably up early, and you're going out for a meal with him, but he's 18. He's got youth on his side, Justin. I'm sorry if I'm making you hungry. Go and grab yourself some toast. Or, if you've got any duck eggs, fried duck eggs on toast. Salt, black pepper, and a bit of Tabasco sauce. Oh, now you're talking. Yeah, he's gone back to bed. And I'm not going to call him in. Because if I do, he'll be after my toast. Where do you live, Justin? Alright, I'm going to show you something here. Some pilots do this. Not everybody does, but the real world pilots do. Cheese on toast, yeah. Cheese on toast, salt and black pepper, brown sauce, HP brown sauce. Oh! Now you're talking. Right, let me show you this, okay? Some people online do this, not everybody. Sometimes I do, most times I forget, but in the real world they would do it. So we're flying on the FMC. The FMC is doing everything. It's following the magenta line here, but my heading is way off. And so really what you should do is you set your heading. And the reason why you do that is just in case you have a failure. And then you can hit heading select and it flies the heading. Yeah, no problem at all. You can go back on LNAV. There we are. And the reason why it moved over is because I've got a bit of a crosswind, so it was doing it correctly. So that's why you should always set your heading, yeah, in on the MCP. So if you go through a waypoint, you can change heading. You should adjust your heading on the MCP. Like I say, sometimes I do it. Most times I forget. Actually, that's a lie, because I do it. Thinking about it, I do it. But you know, it's one of those things you need to get into. If you have a checklist, flowchart, whatever helps you do these little things. If you put terrain on, I put the terrain radar on. Look, here we are, somebody showing up on TCAS. Again, so people are flying about. Same flight level. And if he's going south, he's wrong. He should be on odd. even going north, odd going south. Ah, Eccles. I went right past Barton Airport yesterday as well. So on the way up, I went to visit a friend in Lim, and I left Lim and went right past Barton Airport. And then the same yesterday when I was coming back, I called in for a cup of coffee and Frank had a run around their garden. I don't particularly like Lim. It's a bit Cheshire vibes, isn't it? Long time since I've been to Eccles. Right, so here we go. Heading change, and as you can see, I'm using XP Realistic, so that's why you've got that slide-in view. A couple of people I know, a friend of mine who flies in P3D, he doesn't like it at all. It makes him feel sick just watching it. If he watches my live stream, he said he couldn't do it. It would drive him crazy. But it's one of... I'm kind of get used to it. I like it. So we've had that heading change there. So once again, dialing the new heading, just in case. That's so nice. And if you're going to have jam, you know you have Robertson's. Just messing around with the views at the moment.
Dublin, November 180 Bravo Bravo with it.
November 180 Bravo Bravo, good afternoon to you. Report your altitude.
2,000 feet on 1014 Bravo Bravo.
Some of them are really good. And others, they're just not right. Alright, and that's just plain bog standard. If you'd like me, if you'd like me to put up a theme of some sort, overlay, let me know, because there are millions. But they never seem to look right. I can adjust them and move them around. But Some people just like to look at the sim. They don't want all fancy bits. You watch our friend Bellens, and I'll come back to him in a minute in relation to something else. But if you watch Bellens, he's got loads of stuff on his screen, and you know, like counters and ticker tapes and all the rest of it. And I wonder, do people really need to see that? I mean, I've got the viewer counts on. Okay, so I've only got 5 viewers. I don't really mind, because this will stay on the YouTube channel and people will be able to go and watch it whenever they want. But really, do you want that stuff all over there, or do you just want to see the sim? To see a nice view like that, or that, or that, or that. So I'm not sure. You know, if you could let me know, write something in the comments. Like I said, there's only 5 of you. Let me give you an example. I got a few here. Right, so this one's called Lincoln Clay, and what it's done immediately, it's altered my camera view. So it's just got my head, which I don't particularly like. I mean, I like my head, but I don't like the view. I'm not sure what this is over here. This might be a chat box window. And there's loads of other stuff on here. I mean, there's a header. Is there a header? Oh, that's that. There's a header name. There's a chat box frame. Yeah, that's what that is. There's a chat box itself. There's a webcam frame. Of course, there's all sorts of stuff on here. Yeah. And I just wonder, is it really all necessary? That's why this one is called. It was like the very first theme that I got, and I just edited it. I got rid of everything, and I just put the camera on and the viewer count. So I just wonder. I don't know. So, some you look on the site, and there are hundreds of them, and they look fantastic. So I just wonder. I might have a look after. Let's have a look. I'm still live, I think. I mean, I'm just looking through, and they really do have some incredible themes. None of them related to Flight Sim, although you can do searches for certain things, you know. There's like 39 pages of them. And you think, wow. And I look at some of these themes and I think the people who are using these themes, see, when you use a theme, I don't see anything on my screen. All I see is my cockpit. But for you, you see all this junk, and I wonder, you know, is it really what you want? I'm going to install this one just for. I think that is that the one that's going out live now? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, alright. So there's the live scene. Look, I'd have to get rid of that splash screen behind it. Intermission. We're going to be right back. Why would you want all that? See what I mean? Just gets on my nerves. Anyway, I need to start planning my descent, I think. So let's have a look. The one thing that Zevo hasn't done, and I wish he would, is he'd make the FMC pop out. That would be good. So I start my descent. 46, 77 miles, 77 nautical miles. So a little ways to go yet. Excuse me. Eccles makes excellent Eccles cakes. Yes, that's where Eccles cakes originate from. So you can tell we're in Scandinavia or thereabouts. Lots of fjords. See where we are exactly. Yep, there we are. So gone past Denmark. Denmark's on our left. Stockholm, Sweden here on the right. So we're just flying up the coast where all the fjords are. Oh, telex. Yeah, this is supposed to be an English only thing, this telex. They do say English only. I don't know. Alright, so a little ways to go. We're just coming up to Gothenburg, or Goburg, as it's put on the map there. So not far to go now. The weather outside in the real world at Cardiff is brightening up a little bit. Not much, a little. Time now is 10:33. What's that?
Right. Send a message to the missus, see what time she's going to get home. Right, that's that done. Oops. Oh, I see another aircraft out there. Right, let's have a look at the FMC again. Okay, so I could dial in, let's dial in 18120. So I don't need to worry about it then until I get down there. So we'll dial in 120. Oops. Alright, that's the altitude. When I see my top of descent button, 5 miles before top of descent, I shall push the altitude, the level change button. Sorry, not altitude hold. I don't want altitude hold. So I'll push the level change button, which will get me down. How do you get eFast? The link on official download page doesn't seem to work for me. Oh, good question. Let me have a look. Oh, right. For some reason, bear with me. I'm trying to sort this out, as they say. Alright. Try that link. Don't forget, you're looking for eFast 2 or eFast NG. That's the one you want, eFast NG. Skip that ad. So have a look at that and see what's happening. Alright. There should be that one. You can get a 14-day free trial as well. So you know that should be good. There you go. Here we go. Top of descent in less than 5 miles. So let's change. Let's press the level change button. There we go. And you can hear the engines spooling down, and we're going down now. So I just want to make sure that everything's working. I'm just going back onto VNav. We've crossed the TD, so we should. Yeah, there's the profile. See the descent bug there, and we are descending as we go across the top of descent marker, and we are on descent profile. Speed is increasing ever so slightly, but we're on the speed profile as well on the left hand side here of the oops, master caution. I don't know why we had the master caution light. Oh, it's saying drag is required. We don't need any drag. Get rid of that. We're good. It was probably saying that because I first descended. But yeah, we're in the speed, on the speed profile there on the left. There we go. So we're on the descent profile. Do you know,
Luca, I don't know what the hell went on there. I really don't. The thing is, the EFAS NG is still being worked on. So he dies. Okay, apparently he dies. Everybody outpouring of grief on the internet. But we couldn't confirm it. We couldn't find anybody to confirm with it. No family members, nobody. Not even his trusted supervisor, one of the people that he worked with very closely, could confirm, neither confirm nor deny. And it was a big mystery. So the community said things like, well, you know, if it all fails, it fails, kind of thing. And you know, we'll wait a year, and when the money runs out for the server, then that'll be it, kind of thing. It never did, and it's still working. And there have been some developments, and people are writing profiles, aircraft profiles. So it's all a little bit weird. And then recently something happened, and I cannot remember what, but a product came out, a plugin or something came out, and it was developed by the EFAS developer. So that kind of kicked everything off again. I'm still not sure. I don't know. And I have to say, at this moment in time, I don't particularly care. And what that means is I really don't care. EFAS works. It's very, very good. I've always enjoyed using it. I prefer it over PFPX. I find PFPX is a little bit... What's the word I'm looking for? It's a little bit cumbersome. You've got there was one FS flight control that I was going to show you and I didn't. There is little nav map, which is incredible, and I'll probably show you those at the end of the stream rather than putting them up now. And they're incredible, but I always seem to go back to EFAS because it does exactly what it says on the tin. You know, you turn it on, it works. Let me turn that up a bit for you. Desktop audio. So I find it really odd. I really do. NKD, morning, how are you? I hope you're well. Time here right now is 10:44, so that's 11:15 in the morning. We're doing well. My wife is still not talking to me. I'm trying to get her to tell me what time she's due home so I can plan the rest of my day. I'll have to ring her. She hasn't rung me. She goes away and she don't bother. I know they were going somewhere this morning, but I don't know where. And it took them 8 hours to get home because I want to go out at midday. Good, NKD, nice to see you. People have been asking why I haven't been around for a while. I haven't been around for a while because I'm just a little bit bored with VATSIM and the Facebook groups. The toxicity in the Facebook groups I find really quite depressing and tiresome, I have to say. Although saying that XPD isn't like that, it's just some of the others. I find them really quite tiresome, and I just wish they wouldn't behave in such a fashion. Right, I'm not happy with these clouds. They shouldn't be grey. They should be white on top and the grey. And I don't know why that is. Maybe I've chosen a cloud set that's wrong, that I don't see. Unfortunately, they will not change until the next time we start. Oh, contact me on 12137. 12137. 12137. Good morning, this is Tomjet 2302, flight level 210 descending.
Tomjet 2302, I'm afraid you left my airspace quite some time ago, sir, so Unicorn wants you to do this late for you, and have a nice landing.
Apologies sir, I didn't see the message, and unfortunately my export box didn't send me a sound. I do apologise sir, I'm live streaming as well, so I really should have seen you. Huge apologies.
Tomjet 2302, no harm done, sir. You enjoy your landing, have a good day.
Thank you very much, and cheerio. Ooh, my bad. Didn't see that, did we? So what happened to export box sound? Better put that back on. Sometimes it happens, but what he didn't call the supervisor. He obviously saw that my flight plan was good. Did I send a flight plan? Yes, I did send a flight plan. So he saw that everything was good, so he wasn't getting himself stressed out. So the weather is improving here in Cardiff all the time as I look out the window. What I do want to do, whilst I remember, let's check this battery. Yeah, low voltage, I thought it was. I will check this battery. Yeah, low voltage. So they need charging. Let's have a look at this one. This one should be alright. Oh, another low voltage. Good grief. Right, that's good. So I'll use that one today. Yeah. I'm going to have to charge some batteries up by the sound of it. These are batteries for my Fat Shark goggles. Where these got little televisions in there. This is for when I'm flying the drones. So, yeah. Hello. Right. No wonder I had bad video signals yesterday. My batteries were knackered. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. The things we do for our hobbies, guys. The things we do. Yeah. Right. That's that. That's that. That in there. That in there. That there. And that there. Definitely need to put some batteries on charge. Okay, we're coming up to that 120. So my next flight level is 110 for quite some time, and then down to 5,000. So we'll go down to 5,000, I think. 5,000 at INSEV. So just put that in there now. continue on that descent. You can see I'm continuing on the descent. Everything's good. I'm quite happy.
Prepare the cabin for landing.
Prepare the cabin for landing. Weather is nice and clear. Coming into garden mode, which makes a change because often you can fly in here and visibility will be rubbish. But today it just looks as though we've got. Yeah.
Seatbelt sign has been switched on. For your safety, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign has been switched off.
Okay, so I'm running the sounds. This is going to be problematic because I'm running the sounds in this, and I'm also running the sounds in Passengers FX. So let's.
3 Southwest South America Delta 1.
Okay, so I turn all those sounds down, and we'll just have Passengers FX. Drag required. Why? No, we're good. We're good. Yeah, we're going a bit fast, I think. Well, that's not a problem. So put out some speed. Slightly off profile. We're coming back on profile. We'll slow down nicely now. So I've just put out some speed brakes. Let's check brakes for landing. Ground spoilers are armed. And everything's looking good. Okay. Take the shoes off for landing because I can't get. For some reason, I found no pedals big enough that work with shoes, if you understand me. They just don't feel right with my shoes on. I like to be able to feel my pedals. So the shoes are off. Speed is coming down nicely. We want page. We want 3,500. 515. That's 4,000. 5,000. So we're going right around here to Inserv, if I recall. Inserv, and we are going to be at 5,000 feet at Inserv. It's quite a way to go at 110. Which is what it's holding me at. So the aircraft is following the FMC. No problem at all. So it's 110 at Inserv. We need the QNH at. So let's just open this up a bit and look at weather. QNH at our destination is 1010. 240 at 7 knots. So that's a change. It's okay. As I say, 1010. Alright. Minimize that. Get a piece of paper. What does it say? 1010 on the QNH. Xlift 3500. So we'll dial that in now. We're descending. Okay. We're on the profile, we're on speed profile, and we're on descent profile. Nice. Everything is going to plan. As we come to 10,000 feet, need to put our lights on. And I set 3,500. There we go, 3,500 by Xler. I can't remember what transition is, but I will put it in now. Barrow. There we go, I'll put it in now anyway, 1010. Continuing on descent, we're a little bit fast, but that's not a problem. Engines running at 32%. And everything's looking good. A bit gloomy down there, a lot of shadow on the ground. Decrease that to about 50%. There we go. That's it. I should have changed my cloud brightness, shouldn't I? That's better. You just sold your TFRP pedals, which I bought with my water. I was trying to get a bargain that because I didn't like the look of them. I want some that are more robust instead of plastic ones. Actually, Justin, I quite like these Thrustmaster ones. The Cytec ones, even though they were plastic, they were a lot sturdier. What I don't like about these Thrustmaster ones is that they're a little bit too close together, which is great if you haven't got a lot of room under your desk, but if you've got big thighs like I have, muscular thighs is what I like to say, then you know they are a little bit close together. But I've gotten used to them, and I only use them on taxiing and landing, so it's not as though my feet are on them all the time. A friend of mine who was a pilot for BOAC back in the day, he he used to call them footrests. So yeah, okay, I'm turning on the VOR lock now, only because I want to. You can see the Kermit, what they call the Kermit line on the navigational display here, which is the green line. They call that the Kermit line because it's green. It looks like Kermit the Frog smiling upside down. Where these names and phrases come from, but that is what is known. No problems here, none sweet. This is a Boeing aircraft, not an Airbus. If it was an Airbus, then I would be under pressure, but not in a Boeing, I have to say. I can handle these aircraft. They don't scare me. So here we go, default scenery with X Heaven Europe, or sorry, Sim Heaven X Europe. That's so you can see all the buildings there. People say to me, oh, why don't you get orthophoto scenery, ground textures? I'm not really bothered what the ground looks like at 30,000 feet. I'm more concerned about the airport environment when I'm coming into land and I'm taxiing around the airport. That's what I'm concerned about. So I'm not really bothered about orthophoto, and I think the default looks fine. You know, I mean, it looks great. The only place I've got orthophoto in any great depth is the UK, because I fly VFR in the UK. So, you know. Okay, we're a little bit fast here, so let's put a stage of flap out and slow us down a little bit. Yeah, there we go. So we're slowing down as we come towards that final approach fix, and it is a straight in approach here. So 3,500 feet, I'm a little bit high, so I'm going to slow me down a little bit more. Another stage of flap.
1,000 to go.
1,000 feet to go. I can't put the gear out just yet because I'm a little bit too fast. So it looks like close to 12 miles. Just hope I do not have to go around. Approach mode. Other stage of flat. $2,500. Descending on the glide. Runways ahead, we are descending on the glide slope. Okay, 16524. Auto throttle disarmed. Autopilot's disarmed my aircraft.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
Flight slow.
Approaching 01 left.
Flight slow. Flight slow.
My aircraft. Just coming down to the glide slope now. Whoops. Fighting it all the way a little bit of weather. Causing a little bit of a problem, not much. Just coming to the glide slope now.
500. 400.
Final stage of flap.
300.
300 feet. 139 knots, which is exactly what I wanted.
200.
200. Retarding the throttles.
100.
100 feet.
50. 40. 30. 20.
Looking at the end of the runway. And touchdown. Reverse thrust.
80 knots.
80 knots, reverse thrust deactivated, flaps up, manual braking. And we'll just roll to the next intersection. Brakes off. And as soon as we get past here, runway is now vacated. So let's just call for our select from list. Let's select a stand. Let's go Soissons-Neuf. There we go. So here he comes. And away we go. Well, I hope you enjoyed that landing. XP Realistic will always give you a little bit of a shake about on landing. It's very realistic for that. Some people, once again, my buddy who flies in P3D, he says it's totally unrealistic. But then again, as far as I'm concerned, flying in P3D is unrealistic. I've seen him say that it's windy on landing. And you know, we've both been flying to the same airport using real world weather, and he's saying it's windy and his aircraft is rock solid, whereas I'm, you know, really having to control my aircraft down as I was on that approach. So there we go. It's you fly what you fly and you enjoy it. I love Xplane, as you well know, and I thought that landing was perfect. I shall watch that on replay, something I never do often. Right. I never actually used them. They are probably great pedals, but looks a bit fragile. And you're, almost missed that. You are quite clumsy. All right. So the follow me car doing his job, which I really like. You know, I've chosen a stand. I don't even know where I'm going because I didn't look at the charts, but I just chose a stand number. So we'll go to that. Whatever it is, wherever it is, we'll go there. So at the moment, my throttles are completely at idle. I'm keeping up with the follow me car. If I go faster, the follow me car goes faster, which is clever. Right, here we go. Around the corner here. Towards some stands. So hopefully you'll get me on the correct stand. I can minimize this map here if I wish. There we go. Just follow him. This is a great airport. This is Aerosoft, but the one thing they didn't do was they didn't put enough moving vehicles in it. I mean, it's a huge airport, and it just hasn't got enough moving vehicles. It's a bit of a disappointment, I find. And it would have been nice if they put marshallers in and, you know, a few other things, but, you know, hey. One thing it has got is it's got Ignis. Does it work? Yeah, it's working. Stop. It says too far. Brakes on. Engines off. And there we go. End of the flight. Hope you enjoyed it. I did. I thought it was cracking. Crack-a-lacking. So let's put the lights off and then I could put the APU on, but I'm not going to bother. That's the auto gate. And there we have it. So I hope you enjoyed the flight, guys. I did. I thought that was really good. It was a good flight, no problems, nothing untoward. The only problem being was I missed that ATC, didn't I? Which is a bit, that was bad. My bad. Oops. There we go. Everything off. Nicely done. Right. Let's have a look at the replay, shall we? Unfortunate thing is, I will have to turn off XP Realistic because otherwise it just goes bonkers. Hang on. So turn that off. Let's have a look. Flight. Oh, let's get rid of X score box. You don't want to be doing this while you're online. Toggle replay mode. Here we go. Right there.
2500.
Turn that off. Disable. Plug-in admin. Enable. Disable. FM card. Disable that. There we go. And then. Oh, everything's off. There we go. Ooh, that was smooth. Right in the touchdown zone. That was very smooth indeed. I must admit, I was very impressed with that landing. Okay, everybody, that's it. I'm afraid I've got things to do. We've got a little bit of housework to do and tidying up and making sure everything's in the right place before the missus comes home. And I hope you enjoyed the flight. I did. I thought it was a very good flight. Very nice from Venice to Gardermoen. Very nice indeed. Anyway, we're on stand. We'll see you all again soon. You take care. Cheerio.